So I recorded this back in October, and it is now January 8th, which is the anniversary of breadfiesta. This is usually when I start posting for the year. And I recorded these episodes of MyGM in October. And I tried something different with them. I tried actually commentating over a couple of the matches. And this has happened before, and I've talked about this a little bit on my channel, that sometimes if a recording goes bad, like I just don't think I just don't feel good about it. I end up just sitting on the recording for sometimes months, or in one particular case, as longtime viewers of the channel will know that I never finished my Sonic 3 playthrough. I've talked about it before, and it's because every time I recorded the Knuckles playthrough, something just went wrong. Either I just didn't feel good about the commentary, or I didn't feel good about the gameplay. I just put this high pressure on myself, and so I'd sit on the recording and just never process it, never edit it, and then eventually I'd just delete it. For a case like this, though, like I can't re-record it. It's essentially like a semi-live sort of situation. Like I can't just re-record weeks 16 and 17 of the WCW playthrough because I recorded them. I can't roll back the save at all. So I just kind of have to move forward with it. I kind of have to get myself over this hump. And it's really like I used the excuse of grad school, which I was in my last term, and now I have finished. I now have my master's degree. Congratulations to me. And job hunting is just as awful as it was the last time I had to do it. But this time, I don't have an income. So that's also something. But, I want to take this year, or this span of time, at this moment in time, whatever, to like really think about what I want to get out of this channel, what I want to get out of this hobby. And one thing I was thinking about is I would really like a return to basics. A game like Spyro, that is something that I've played, many, many times, that I don't have to feel like an expert in, but I can feel competent, that I can play it. And if there ends up being, hurdles like Metalhead, then the specific one jump in Metalhead that drove me insane. Or even like another example I was thinking of was the Oracle of Seasons with the, I want to say the Onox fight at the end, which is ridiculous. Where the whole project went super great until that final battle. Just that can happen. It's real. I'm a real person. I have real emotions and feelings. So, yeah, usual like preamble. This is just a preamble that's happening months later. So, another thing I want to change for the channel is MyGM was my first project with Facecam. I think it's also going to be my last project with Facecam because it just creates like this extra like kind of setup that needs to happen. Not just like the physical setup, like I have to have the the camera and the ring light. I have to make sure my room is clean, which right now it's not. Like you'll notice my couch is missing because this was a guest room around the holidays. Turn around, pay attention. And there's that like physical setup, but then there's also like a mental setup. Like I have to kind of get myself into like a mindset where I am okay being viewed, which like is easier to do if it's just my voice, So I don't know if I'm going to continue doing Facecam. Probably not. Considering the other things I've tried to record, which I haven't felt great about. It was also like this was the first thing I recorded, and everything I recorded after, I was just like, oh, I got to get the MyGM thing done, and I just didn't feel blah 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 blah. So I don't know if those other things will ever see the light of day. Maybe I have them. so I haven't deleted them. I haven't felt like I'm not. I don't want to be the sort of person who deletes things. So, yeah. So that's where things are at. I was gonna edit this video right now as I'm sitting and recording this, but it stopped raining, so I might go outside for the last little bit of daylight, and then edit after, get it ready. Maybe if I do both of them and get them posted, then that would at least get me back into a position where I'd feel comfortable recording some more. I would like to play MyGM because I haven't played it since I recorded these, and it is a game that I do enjoy to play and talk about, so that might be nice. So yeah, enjoy the next 2 episodes representing weeks 16 and 17 of the WCW Let's Play WWE 2K23 MyGM project, including some commentary over Fatal 4-Way matches, which was definitely a great type of match to choose to commentate for the first time and also by myself. So, enjoy. Hello, breadfiesta here, and welcome back to Let's Play WWE 2K23 MyGM. In the last episode, we completed Hell in a Cell. All of our champions retained their titles, which was a surprise to me. Not what I expected, but it is what happened, and so that's what will carry us through to our next big event. It's been a couple of weeks, I think 3 weeks since I last recorded. Not because of grad school, which did start. I started my final term. Not because of any illness or injury, although I have had a sore throat for a week because I had, embarrassingly, a popcorn kernel got lodged on the back of my tongue near my throat, and in trying to get it off and having a doctor try to help me get it, hurt the roof of my mouth, and it formed a canker sore, and it has just hurt. So not that, though. And not just for, general capricious freedom of being an adult. No, it's Disgaea. I mentioned before that I started playing Disgaea, and that when I play it, I just play it forever. And that is what has been happening. So maybe I'll make a little video on why I like Disgaea. Just one of my sort of defeating the queue videos. But that's not today. Today I'm just going to record because I have somewhere to be in a little bit. So I think I'm going to record 2 weeks, not the full 5. And then I'll come back another day, maybe next weekend, and finish the last 3. Take it a little slower for the last 10 weeks of the season. That also breaks up because my recordings also take forever. So I will cut in the emails, which I took notes down here, as well as what shakeup we got, and then we will jump in to week 16, which we are in first place, even though we're behind in fans by about 100K, but we'll figure that out. All right, let's do our emails and shakeups. We're going to SummerSlam, San Jose, California. Ali Brawler wants Ella Rubau's participation. She wants a partnership in the next few weeks. You have my back and I'll have yours. Yeah, sure, whatever. Ella Rubau exclusively siding with heels despite being a permanent face on Raw. Small increase, she's happy. Looking forward to it. Someone's not going to be happy, but it won't be us, ha. Vicky McLeod. Hey, Rubau, you've seen the work I've been putting in. I know I can do more from the brand. You want a main event or... Yeah, main event. That's fine. I'll see to it. Week 16. Vicky McLeod. Main event. Okay. Oh, and then week 18, presumably. Ali Brawler. GM interference. Interference. Okay. Evasive maneuvers gain 2 power cards. Talent Scout. All free agent contract prices are halved, and all free agent popularity gains are doubled from matches and promos. That's an incredibly good card. If I had gotten that earlier. I mean, for all the free agents that we hired, like, yeah. And then women's PR training is, like, obviously I'm going to pick this one. Evasive maneuvers isn't a bad card either, but it kind of relies on randomness, and 2 is not a big number. 3 is a bigger number than 2, which is also a bigger number than half. So we just got to pick the big number. And we'll watch our 16 women. It does not affect Becky or Eve, unfortunately, but you know what? It's all good. I asked for it. It's what I wanted. Okay. Promised Vicky McLeod a main event match this week. That's fine. I promised Allie Brawler GM interference in the next 3 weeks. I'm not going to do that this week because I don't feel like it. Or maybe I will. That's usually how those sort of things work out. And then have at least 1 tables match this week for special promotion. I wrote that in all caps in my notes. Tables match this week. So critically important, especially if we're going to clear that 100K gap. And I believe the shakeup that we got was the PR training. So all of our, how many women do we have on the roster? Let's do my checks here real quick. Yeah, 16 of them are now all 4s and 5s in promo skill. So that's pretty great. Okay. So all that kind of shapes my plans a little bit. I also wrote down kind of who I'm thinking for feuds. So, and we have feuds already in progress. So, like, Vicky McLeod wants a main event. She is not currently in a feud with anybody. She's also one of my lowest popularity stars. I wanted to have her feud with Alice Justice, but I'm restarting that feud. Why did I write that down? Or did that feud vanish? Let's see here. I had Justice McLeod. And then they went into the tag team. So maybe I restart that. The other option would be having her go against... because she was feuding with Cinnamon Garrett for a while. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah. McLeod Justice, I think, is going to be that feud. And then I had Garrett Morale. I wrote down. Which, if we check over here, Morale, I believe it's just Cinnamon Garrett who's negative, although we've got still a handful of satisfied faces, so we do need to be mindful of that. Kombucha's low. Sammy Vortex and Whitney Quaid. Okay. So what I might do, and I still also, I believe, have the cardio focus. So for the next 5 weeks, I still have a little benefit to stamina. So here's the idea that I'm thinking is triple threat 3-way dance. Becky Lynch, or not Becky Lynch. Dynatrix is feuding with Becky Lynch. That's why I said that. But I'm going to put Alice Justice and Vicky McLeod. Because hopefully that will start Alice and Vicky. I might not do anything special with that, or I might make that a title match. And then I will do instead, just to make sure that that feud stays, a call out there. Okay. I want to do, for the men's division, the only feud I do have the tag team feud, I guess, which all of my titles are sort of locked up in that. But for singles feuds, I just have Suplex Buck. Which I believe Cash Suplex retained. Yeah. Beat a bunch of people and surprisingly retained. So I might need to have like Adrian earn a new title shot. My staminas are all not super great, so maybe I'll be a little bit careful here. Okay, so Nova Northern Light and Clubberella, they had their like streamer feud, and their staminas are really good. So I think they're gonna be my tables match. So let's just put them here. Versus Clubberella. The OBS window with my camera is slightly bigger on the new computer, so that's something. Alright, men's division. Oh, Suplex needs to rest. Stamina. And Xanadu need to rest, so I can't even run either of my men's feuds this week. The other ideas I had were Gulak and Damon Kemp, Gable and Kombucha, Cortman Argus, Jake Xanadu, Jerry Lawler. Okay, well, Xanadu Lawler I can't do anything about right now. Kombucha, Gable. What if I did... Kombucha's kind of low. Okay. Fatal 4-way. So we do put Buck in the match. Kombucha, Gable, and then Lawler. Because that's a good spread. It's all 4 different classes. It is heel face, heel face. It's got a specialist in it for overtime. I'd like to see Adrian Buck win. That should be a pretty decent match. We're going to make that a title match. Matrix already defeated Alice Justice. That's fine. I can figure that out. And then let's see here. Gulak and Kemp. Gulak and Kemp for the world title, that's right. Let's just do another call out here. Gulak, or Kemp calling out Gulak. Let's put Clay Cortman in a match. Clay and Argus. Who is left? Just Gulak? Yeah, that's fine. think the order of these matches is pretty good. This might be better. Yeah. And who do we have left? Like half the roster still. All right. Gulak and Suplex are out. Xanadu's out. So we'll just skip the men. I don't care. Who won at Hell in a Cell? Fury Wallace defeated Cut Torres. Christina Fury is feuding with Cora Cut. I guess that's my feud going on. I did have, I think JC Jane returned. Yeah, she returned and beat a bunch of people and then missed the live event. So maybe I highlight JC Jane. Jane. Self promo. Just take it easy. I know this is a lot of people. Is there anybody else? We'll just explore who all is at good stamina. Corica, I feel like, has been at low stamina for a while. Oh, I totally forgot about Cinnamon Garrett. Garrett Brawler. Phone call. All right, I'm back. Where was I? I was picking who could potentially go into this match. I'd like to do... The options are Fury and Cut, Vortex and Quaid, I could do... When did I exhaust the tag feud? I mean, if I didn't have Donna Matrix in the main event... What if I did, instead of... Because Becky Lynch wasn't even at Hell in a Cell. Did Becky Lynch get vetoed? I think so. So what if I did... Okay, new idea. This won't be a title match anymore. It'll be a Becky Lynch match. And then I'll figure out what to do to make it a little more special. And then here we do... Tag team tables match. Quaid. Who? Quaid and L defeated Fury Matrix to retain the titles, so I don't want to run that back. Clubberella was in a team with Becky Lynch. That's right. And they were a good team. Lynch Clubberella defeated NL and Quaid, actually. Okay. New plan. Just make this a single. Just, you know what? Actually, just delete this match. Okay. Tag team. Oh, thank you, Microsoft Defender. Okay. Quaid, NL, Clubberella, Lynch, Tag team titles on the line. Regular match. Titles on the line. Then we have Donna Matrix. Who was it? Vicky McLeod, Palace Justice. Tables regular match. Or Palace Justice, Vicky McLeod, Eve Torres, Quinn B. That's not Eve Torres. Eve Torres, Quinn B. And then do I have, for power cards, I didn't even look at power cards. Do I have the tables power card? I do. So I could just spend that. Yeah. And then I can use for my last promo slot. Call out. One of them calls out the other. This one makes more sense because Christina Fury's stamina is so high. And Fury won at Hell in a Cell. Okay. This all seems reasonable. We don't have 2 level 2 or higher rivalries. In fact, we don't have any rivalries on the card. We do have... This is actually the only rivalry we have on the card. Everything else is building new stuff. I'm kind of hoping... I mean, Adrian Buck is in with Suplex, so that'll be fine. I'm hoping it does Gable Kombucha and not Gable Lawler. So let's kind of hope for the best there. I mean, I could kind of try to convince the game to do it that way by putting Lawler here and Kombucha here. To be like, hey, those two are, you know, on the two on the end. Put them in a feud. Similarly here. Let's actually... let's buy a Hell Spot first off. And I think I do need to start buying like these cards, but I've also been like so something. Oh, I need to check before. I've got so much administration I need to do. Draft order, look at contracts. Eve Torres for Jerry Lawler through the end of the season. Becky Lynch 5. Okay. We should be fine. Is there anything else I want to do? I'm just thinking about this for Cinnamon Garrett, just to cut off like an issue. I don't have her on the card anywhere, which means she won't get the morale boost. I don't think there's anywhere I can really put her on the card. other than this spot here. Cinnamon Garrett. I want to feud with Alley Brawler. I mean, I could just do Cinnamon Garrett, Alley Brawler here. Just to, like, have her on the card and, like, have her be present. Yeah, okay. That just feels better. Okay, and then there's one other thing. I think this is right? Do I want to spend the 50K and get this Iron Man thing? Sure. Just in the back pocket, it'll be good for WrestleMania. Or Starcade. Okay. And then I am going to... I'm going to be confirming this booking, but there's something I want to do really quick that was a request, a social media request. So one moment. I'm going to switch these two again because it just feels safer, just in case the tables card doesn't do everything I need it to do, because the popularities in this are kind of low. And so I think the Bruiser Giant thing will be bigger detriment. So, okay. This feels good. If the audio is muted for you, you'll understand in a little bit. Okay. Confirm booking. We got all the logistics good. We bought our power cards. Everything makes sense here. Okay. Welcome, San Jose, California, to WCW, the Fallout from Hell in a Cell. Welcome to a hardcore show. We've got a hardcore main event for you coming up. But first, we have a tag team title defense. So we have the, let's see, 2 weeks ago, back in Newark, we had the new team of Becky Lynch and Clubberella, the former consummate professional Becky Lynch, who's decided to give up on professionalism and is now siding with former rival Clubberella to beat up the tag team champions, which they did back in Newark, earning them this title shot. Nova has been upset with Clubberella due to various harassment attempts on her Twitch streams. And Whitney is supporting her as, a future star in the making, as well as, Whitney is still being haunted by the ghosts and demons of tag team title defenses past. So this is just going to be a straight tag team title defense. So we will see which team will come out on top. And is this a distraction? Because, Becky has been wanting to get the world title back as well. So is she just trying to collect titles, or will she keep her eye on the ball? No, new champions. Great match, new rivalry. I'm on the wrong page in my notebook. 3.5 stars. I wish it was better. I wish it should have been better. Level 2 rivalry. Probably no rivalry, that's why. So just what seemed like a cold match, even though I explained it away. Clubberella and Lynch defeat the longtime tag team champions of Quaid and NL in a 3.5 star match for the Women's Tag Championships. Congrats to the new champions. JC Jane returned from her excursion and training better than ever. She came back and she defeated soundly, or she put, how do I want to say this? She defeated her rival, Danielle Wallace, as well as overcame the forever feud of Vicky McLeod and Cinnamon Garrett. And she showed that she is all that at WCW. She's not just a nobody who came in. She is the top star. She will be the top star. And it's excellent. People like the swagger, and they like JC Jane. This is a number one contenders match, let's say, for the hardcore title. Cash Suplex was able to defend in Hell in a Cell, believing that, Adrian Buck still believes that Cash Suplex has paid off the referees in order to retain his title. So he's not happy about that. He wants to show that he is hardcore and he deserves to be the hardcore champion once again. We've got Jerry, the king of hardcore, Lawler, a former contender for the title. Chad Gable, a longtime tag team champion, partner to the world champion. He's been a top star in the division for some time. And then Kombucha, who feels scorned by the show, has been trying to convince people that, El Rubao has been leading this conspiracy against him, and somehow is rewarded with a number one contenders match. So this is just a fatal four-way, a four-way dance for the number one contender to the hardcore title. And if it's not Adrian Buck, then my writing will get creative. Ha! Perfect. 3.5 stars. Unbelievable. And it does start Gable Kombucha, which is what I wanted. Thank you. Buck defeats Lawler. I'm sure social media will be like, why are Adrian Buck and Jerry, the king of hardcore, Lawler fighting each other? Weren't they done? Blah, blah, blah. So I explained it. Kombucha. 3.5 stars. Good job. This is surprising. Damon Kemp, who has been saying that he's the greatest addition to WCW, he has had a fairly good record, although a couple of losses in recent weeks, losing in the main event of Hell in a Cell to Drew Gulak, although it was Argus the Great who was pinned. So Damon believes that he wants another shot at the world title, and it's a little rambling. I'm looking at my notes, so kind of a weak promo, and Drew Gulak is not here to respond, so we'll have to hear more from that next week. Does not start a feud. Kemp calls Gulak for nothing. The two other people who were in that main event, the Miz of WCW, Clay Cortman, and then Argus the Great, the greatest Argus that there ever was. They're going to have a little exhibition match, just to kind of pick up the pieces from their world title ambitions. So some contrasting styles here, but we're going to just see a new match. Clay Cortman wins, and it does start a new feud, and it's a 2.5 stars. I was correct in reordering the matches, I think. Cortman defeats Argus. 2.5 stars. Good enough. Cinnamon Garrett comes out. She's been really frustrated because she's just been getting beaten up by Vicky McLeod for weeks. Didn't understand why her partner turned on her. And then Kombucha comes out and says that, she was on the cutting block for being fired. All in the same span of time where new people were being hired, like Allie Brawler. So Cinnamon Garrett is expressing this frustration. She's finally getting on the mic. And people are like, oh, she's pretty good. She's okay on the mic, at least. And the call out to Allie Brawler, we cut backstage, and Allie, she's not going to take that line down. So we'll hear more from that next week, maybe. Or maybe the week after that. Garrett calls Brawler. And in your main event, this is another little exhibition, but potential world title aspirations. And as this is the hardcore show, a hardcore match for your main event. So maybe the number 2 contender in this match. But we have Vicky McLeod, who defeated Cinnamon Garrett soundly. So she pushes her way past Cinnamon to make her way out to the ring. And she believes that she deserves the next shot at Dominatrix's title. Alice Justice doesn't believe that what Vicky has been doing was very just, was very fair to Cinnamon Garrett. They had a feud briefly, and so they're going to pick up that rivalry again. Quinn B hasn't had a lot to do for some time. She wants to get back in the ring and show that this is her show. And then Eve Torres, the newest addition to WCW, unfortunately lost last week. But she still looks good to me. So this is just going to be a hardcore match to just show why WCW is the best show, I think, is going to be the start. And also just kind of see what comes next for these women. And as requested on social media, I should have written it down, actually. I think I have it right here. And where is it? This tab. So this was, I'll put it on screen here, social media from @WhatTheHeckIsThisThing. Would you consider announcing over main events if there's an option to autoplay them instead of skipping over? So I listen to social media here at WCW. I read them all out. So yeah, let's do that. I'm going to try it for this week and then next week and then see how I like it moving forward. So let's spectate this match. And the reason all the audio is muted is because I briefly turned off creator safe mode so that I can at least play the opening themes. I'll probably have to mute Eve Torres's, but to play the opening themes for these stars. So a little bit of an editing mess, but that's WCW. It's easier to pin and submit opponents when they have lower health and have been hit by powerful moves like finishers, by the way. I probably could have said all of that explanation of the story as the wrestlers are making their entrances. That would be good commentary. But again, I'm figuring this sort of stuff out. I still have a little bit of time before I need to go. San Jose, California, WCW Monday Nitro. Alice Justice with my custom entrance. Believes strongly in justice. Not in injustice, against injustice. So it's not just a name. It is a way of life for Alice Justice. I should have turned off.
Gentlemen, this has all the makings of an all-time classic match, and I fully expected to deliver on that promise.
I should have turned off Michael Cole and Corey Graves and the other guy, Byron Saxton. So this is all a learning experience. We're figuring out commentary here. So it's all right. It'll be an all-time great match, I'm sure. All-time hardcore match in WCW. Okay, I think this is Cole Quinn's theme music. From if you played the story mode. I didn't hear where Vicky was from. I actually want to see. I'm going to try something here. 1 second. All right, San Jose, California. Welcome to your main event here on WCW Monday Nitro. Our first competitor here. Oh. I remember to turn off the commentary this time. So, Alice Justice. Justice is not just a name. It's part of her character. She believes firmly in fairness and equality for all. The niece of the former legend in WWE, Justine, had inspired her career in original attire before forming a team with Ava Moreno, who is not in WCW here. But she's got a lot to prove. She wants to defend against what she feels is unfair, which is what this woman has been to Cinnamon Garrett.
And her opponents, first from Anchorage, Alaska,
Vicky McLeod from Anchorage, Alaska. That's cool to know. I don't believe we ever have any shows in Anchorage, but this is also Cole Quinn's theme song, I believe, one of the generic themes. Vicky does have a military background, so she does have like a strong sense of justice, but she seems to be abusing that as kind of a heel here at WCW, although good reactions from the crowd. This woman, I don't know, she just looks good to me. From Denver, Colorado. Okay. Nobody from a city anywhere close to San Jose. And if I have to mute this audio, it's probably safest. What can I say about Eve Torres? That's a question for you. What can I say about Eve Torres? Because I don't know anything about her. All right. And we have a royalty as our last competitor here.
From the Queen City, Queen B.
From the Queen City, same place as Charlotte Flair. Ooh. Very active. Some music that makes you feel like she's ready to buzz around the ring. And also very similar entrance to Vicky McLeod, huh? But she's clearly ready to compete. She may not have the most traditional attire for a competitor in the ring, especially of these four here. But, maybe her ability to fly her wings might give her an advantage here in avoiding the tables. Thrown into the ring goes Quinn B as Vicky McLeod knocks her down, but then counters. And Eve Torres now counters that. All these four women jockeying for top spot. And it looks to be Vicky with a power bomb, while Eve Torres drop kicks Quinn B. Lots of things happening in a fatal four-way. This is not the best match to start practicing commentary as Alice Justice goes out of the ring and is back in. Big clothesline from Vicky McLeod. Keeping Eve Torres in the corner. Now, I don't believe any of these women have an advantage in tables matches as far as we know. So we'll have to see. Oh, big kind of STO from Quinn B on the... Quinn B is a cruiser in the game, so she should be the high flyer. Looks to be the smallest of the four women, although Alice Justice not a very tall woman either. But going out of the ring, that's where the tables are. So if we're going to be winning this match, we do need to get a table in the ring. So which of these women will do so first? All right, we got the two heels in the ring, actually, with Eve and Vicky kind of fighting each other. So not going to necessarily agree with each other, but Eve Torres now remembering this is a tables match, so we need to have tables. Meanwhile, Quinn B, although, did I put 3 heels in this match? Or is Quinn B a face? I can't remember. She is a face. I have it in my notes here. Finally have a table in the ring and a third table pulled from underneath the ring. That was a Russian leg sweep from Alice Justice. Knocking down Quinn B. And back into the ring. This could be Alice Justice's moment, although she is now focusing. Well, there is another table here out at commentary. I don't know if that counts for the rules. All right. Big haymaker, rainmaker from Alice Justice. The fighter, the striker. Countered by Eve Torres. Maybe some unnecessary taunting from Vicky McLeod as Alice Justice tries to take advantage, and Quinn B tries to take advantage of that. And back out of the ring we go. Table set up in the ring. We'll see who can take advantage of it first. Big power from Vicky McLeod. Big power from Alice Justice. Maybe this isn't necessarily about, what's right and wrong. It's about just supremacy. It's about strength. All right, and Vicky and Alice thrown back into the ring as Eve Torres. Oh, big. That was, I believe, a signature from Vicky McLeod. I haven't been paying attention to the heads-up display. All right, miscommunication between the two. And there we go. Oh, Alice Justice trying to get some momentum back with her superior striking abilities. Big scissor kick. Trying to recover some energy, and power slam from Eve Torres. We're getting close to the table here, and Eve Torres gets distracted by Quinn B, as you would get distracted by a B. Oh, is this going to be a tag team? Not a tag team, but a double team DDT. Wouldn't expect that from, what is that? I forget what the signature I gave to Alice Justice is, but it's that edge move. And a fourth table now, as well as a shinai, kendo stick, as it's called in America. Another double team DDT. And Alice Justice trying to get her hands on Eve Torres. Attacking the leg. Sending Vicky McLeod back into the ring. Is this going to be her moment? And no, into the corner. That's not where the table is. This is a hardcore match, so using the sword is not against the rules, although it did take down the table, which is frustrating. Broke the sword, not the table. This is a tables match, so we do need to do that. All right, Alice Justice back up and back out. Eve Torres setting up potentially a second table here. Yes. Now there are 3 tables in the ring. One of them set up, though. Is this going to be Vicky McLeod's moment? Nope. Countered by Eve Torres. On the outside of the ring, big knee from Alice Justice as Quinn B shrugs it off. Vicky McLeod picking up Eve Torres and setting her on her knee, which is not a table. Alice Justice getting the advantage of Quinn B on the outside. Oh, Eve Torres on the table, and Quinn B knocks it down. Good move from Alice Justice. Good ring awareness. All right, setting up a table, or Alice Justice getting confused. Missed spot there. The power. That was a dangerous move. You gotta watch your neck, Alice. There's that back elbow from Vicky McLeod. We've seen that before. That table is sort of jammed in the ropes. That's going to make it really fun for the people in the front row to be able to see the match. Maybe we fix that. Maybe we get a referee out here to sort of resolve that issue. Oh, big. Well, what was that move? Kind of like a skull-crushing finale. Let's take a brief commercial break here. I cannot see, because I'm not playing the match, I can't see what the names of the moves are, so that's that commercial break. Table set up with a super kick from Alice Justice that kind of misses, while Quinn B unsure what to do at that point. Got a little confused, maybe in her head, about what move she wanted to use against Alice. But she's thinking a little bit more clearly now as she counters. Meanwhile, we've got Vicky and Eve in the corner here. Vicky overpowering. Oh, Quinn B, I didn't even notice. Picked up Alice Justice and put her through the table.
Here's your winner, Quinn B.
Wow, did not see that coming. Great effort from the queen of WCW, the Queen Bee, Quinn B. And she's sure showboating. She gets that win over Alice Justice. Now let's see how the feuds will shake out. A 4.5-star classic that I don't believe started any feuds at all. So we'll see how that works out for WCW. Thank you all for watching. What a mess of commentary. But you know what? I tried something. Quinn B, your winner. Okay, it does start Alice Justice, Vicky McLeod, so at least I got one of the two. B defeats Torres, Justice, and McLeod in a 4.5-star match. Great. Your new number 2 contender, Quinn B. All right, let's see what the other show's got. Carolina Reaper and Blair Davenport, they have a rivalry. Carolina Reaper is a tag team champion with somebody, and she wins. And it's amazing. Amazing normal match. Cool. The Rock is here, and he calls out Shelton Benjamin, and it's good. Kevin Owens and Wade Barrett, probably both new to the show. I think they're both legends, so all right. It's okay. Shelton Benjamin is good. This rivalry is going on forever. Not for the title, just a normal match. Saving money this week. Penelope Perfect wins, and it's okay. And Lula Tandy injured for 3 weeks. That sucks. Mr. Higglesby is here, and he's good. And your main event, Titus and Shane have a rivalry, and it's a normal match. Giant Cruiser. And it's probably going to be amazing for no reason. Oh, it's great. Smooth Butch and Orikawa and Not Doink. 100 popularity for your champions here. Unsurprising that they won. Great match. Randy Orton is young and looking good. Backstage Brawl. Beth Phoenix and Andrea Cannons. They don't have a rivalry. And Beth Phoenix all but... Oh no, that's popularity, not stamina. So it's just good. King Triton is here. And he's good. A young Scott Steiner and an old Jerry Hattrick. Tables match. It's good. Beth Spartan calls out Beth Phoenix, and it's, I don't know why they didn't just fight. And then this rivalry, not for the title, but for the tables. Low stamina for Charlotte. And level 4 rivalry, and it's amazing. I think we actually won? Maybe. Our opener was less than Raw, but generally speaking, I think we did really good. If our opener had just been a little bit better, we would have gotten amazing booking. Okay. So here we go. 5-star popularity, 2.5-star performance. Staminas. Becky Lynch does need to rest, so we will be mindful of that. But congrats to the new champions. This match, Adrian Buck's stamina is low, so I might have him rest next week. But otherwise, great everything all around, 3.5-star performance. This one, nothing for popularities here because they're about as popular as they're going to get. Low class matchups, low performance is what it is. And then this one, popularities are rising. Alice Justice, kind of low stamina. Somebody's got a talent for tables matches, though, so we will look at that. Staminas are otherwise okay, and morale, decent enough. Okay. 114 rating score, 56,000 fans, $95,000 dues. Quinn B has a great feel for tables matches. That makes sense. Thank you, at Beast Champion. Woo! At Beautiful Artist 75. Tonight's WCW was amazing. The Quaid Pillar says, respect where it's due. Good match, Clubberella. That's our future world champ. Meanwhile, the unprofessional Becky Lynch says, what, did you think Nova Northern Light was going to win today? I was always in control. And Danielle Wallace responds to JC Jane, saying, if only you could fight as well as you talk, Jane. All bark and no bite. Calling her out. Maybe we'll see that next week. Although Queen Outlaw 97 does say that JC Jane dropped a great promo tonight. Thank you for watching. Counter Outlaw in Denmark or Delaware says, or Germany, says, Damon Kemp trying to lay down the law to Gulak in that promo, but it kind of sucked. Not great. At Hacksaw Foundation 93 says, I already missed when Quinn B was a bad guy. Well, you might have your chance. At Big Figure 476 says, someone on WCW must really like Clubberella on almost every week. Everyone loves Clubberella. She's the best. She's the tag team champion. Allie Brawler responds to Cinnamon Garrett, says, you talk a good game, Cinnamon, but my fists are going to do the talking next week. Normally one for words, Allie Brawler, but wants to fight. All right. 106 rating score for Raw, 47,000 fans, $100,000. They were low on money, it looks like. Probably because they keep buying Legends contracts. Wade Barrett, as an example. 111 rating score for NXT, 49,500 fans, up $30,000. And then it looks like that tag team feud is has gone stale. Okay. All right, there we are in first place. We are 110,000 fans behind, but we have a... Why didn't we get the special promotion?